Hey, my name is Eddy, and today we're fighting the Nazi regime in our playthrough of Wolfenstein: The New Order. Wolfenstein: The New Order is a first-person action-adventure shooter developed by Machine Games and published by Bethesda. Released May 2014, it has received a mix of high and mid-range reviews, as of this recording holding an 81 for PC and a 79 for consoles. That's enough jabber, let's strap up and go Nazi hunting. The game starts off 3 years after the events of Wolfenstein. You play as Captain Blazkowicz, taking part in a huge raid against a weapons laboratory that is run by General Death's Head. However, Blazkowicz and his team gets captured. Death's Head forces Blazkowicz to decide who he will experiment on / kill, Pilot Reed or Private Wyatt. Now you as the player actually make the decision, and your decision minimally affects the story by switching out one of the side characters. We'll come back later on how this affects gameplay. Death's Head will then leave Blazkowicz for dead, but Blazkowicz manages to escape not before taking shrapnel to the back of the head, rendering him unconscious. Blazkowicz is found and brought to a psychiatric asylum where he is cared for mainly by head nurse Anya. 14 years later, the Nazis come to close the asylum down, killing patients, Anya's family, and taking Anya as prisoner. But before a Nazi officer kills Blazkowicz, Blazkowicz finally regains control of his body.
Nazi scum.
Blazkowicz then starts to kill every Nazi in sight. Blazkowicz and Anya then travel to Anya's grandparents' house where you find out the outcome of the war.
What about the U.S.?
Ooh. From there you break into prisons, join up a ragtag resistance, store away in a submarine, and even shoot up Nazis on the moon. The highlight of the story are the characters and the interactions with them. The low point in the story is when Blazkowicz is put in some extreme circumstances, only just to shake it off. The gameplay is a lot of fun. You get a slew of weapons that can be upgraded with secondary fire options, and you're able to dual wield most of them. Stealth is incorporated in a simple but fun way, putting priority on killing captains who can call out for reinforcements. Once the captains are disposed of, you can then rampage on whoever's left. There's also a laser cutter that will let you cut through gates, chains, and thin metal plates, but when fully upgraded becomes a laser sniper that just explodes enemies. And there is a nice assortment of Nazi baddies to shoot up, from mech dogs, giant mech dogs, soldiers, and flying Nazi toasters. Not on this day. Your health relies on a hybrid of regeneration and old school health and armor pickups. Now depending on who you chose to save in the beginning of the game, you will either have to lockpick or hotwire certain objects, and you will either have armor or health upgrades to find. There is also a perk system in the game that grants you abilities for meeting certain criteria. None of these are necessary but do come in handy, like the one that shows where the captains are on the map. A low point in gameplay were the bosses. Despite the grand situations the boss presents, the mechanics of fighting them usually left more to be desired. The audio and visuals in this game are great, especially the voice acting. However, while playing on the PS4, there were a few textures that were low res, and what is weird is that these will be important buttons that you will definitely notice. In the resistance camp, if you sleep in a certain bed, you will have a nightmare that will let you play the first level of Wolfenstein 3D, and that is awesome. So to summarize my experience, Wolfenstein: The New Order is a great game that is worth checking out. The story has some really great moments between characters, but feels like there's nothing at stake when Blazkowicz just walks away from serious injury. The gameplay is varied and downright fun, even though the boss fights can be underwhelming. But my opinions aren't facts. I'd love to hear what you thought of Wolfenstein: The New Order. Please discuss in the comments below. Also, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with friends. If you'd like to see upcoming videos and be part of future discussions, click that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.